In quiet neighborhoods, power goes wrong.
My wife was in labor. Her contractions were less than 2 minutes apart. The oxygen tank beside her bed was the only thing keeping her breathing steady. Then I heard a click. The oxygen stopped flowing. My wife's eyes widened in panic as she gasped for air, clutching her stomach. From the hallway, a woman's voice echoed coldly. Unauthorized equipment violates HOA rules. 3 weeks later, a judge leaned forward, stared at that same woman, and said words I will never forget. This court finds probable cause for attempted murder. We moved into Cedar Ridge condominiums because it was advertised as family-friendly. Quiet. Secure. Clean. What they didn't advertise was the HOA president, Karen Whitmore. She was the type who smiled while writing violation notices. The type who memorized bylaws like scripture. The type who believed rules mattered more than circumstances. My wife, Rachel, had a chronic respiratory condition. During pregnancy, it worsened. Her doctors warned us clearly. During labor, oxygen support is non-negotiable. We submitted everything to the HOA. Doctors' letters. Medical certifications. Emergency accommodation forms. Karen signed them all. She even smiled and said, "Of course. Health comes first." That smile was a lie. Labor started just after midnight. Rachel was calm but struggling to breathe between contractions. The oxygen tank hissed softly, steady, reassuring. Until it wasn't. At 1:17 a.m., the intercom buzzed. "This is HOA management," Karen's voice said. "We've received complaints about machine noise." I replied immediately. "My wife is in labor. This is medical oxygen." There was a pause. Then Karen said something that still makes my hands shake. "Labor doesn't suspend HOA rules." 10 minutes later, 2 maintenance workers arrived. They looked uncomfortable. One whispered, "Are you sure this is okay?" Karen stood behind them, arms crossed. "Shut it off," she said. "It's disturbing residents." I stepped between them. "You can't. She needs that to breathe." Karen rolled her eyes. "She should have gone to a hospital earlier." Then she nodded. The valve was turned. The oxygen stopped. Rachel screamed. Not from pain, from fear. Her lips began to turn pale. Her breaths became shallow, erratic. The monitor alarms blared. Neighbors ran into the hallway. Someone shouted, "She's pregnant." Karen didn't move. Instead, she pulled out her phone and said, documenting noncompliance. I called 911. Paramedics arrived within minutes. They restored oxygen immediately. One EMT glared at Karen. "Who shut this off?" Karen answered confidently, "I enforced HOA noise policy." The EMT snapped back, "You endangered 2 lives." They rushed Rachel to the hospital. Our baby's heart rate dropped dangerously low. Doctors later told us. Another 5 minutes without oxygen would have been fatal. Karen assumed it was over. She assumed HOA immunity would protect her. What she didn't know was. Hallway cameras recorded everything. Maintenance logs showed her authorization. Emails proved she knew oxygen was required. Neighbors recorded audio on their phones. Every lie she told unraveled. Karen walked into court smiling. She walked out pale. The judge reviewed footage. Listened to EMT testimony. Read medical reports. Then he looked directly at her. This was not enforcement, he said. This was intentional deprivation of life-sustaining medical support. Silence filled the courtroom. Attempted murder, the judge ruled. Karen lost everything. Her HOA position. Her professional license. Her reputation. The HOA was fined heavily. Emergency medical override rules were rewritten. Every resident now knows. Medical needs override HOA authority always. Rachel survived. Our baby was born healthy. When I held my child for the first time, I realized something. Rules didn't save my family. People did. HOAs exist to manage property, not control lives. And when power is abused, justice doesn't whisper. It speaks clearly. And sometimes, it speaks from a judge's bench.